Today I'll be refuting my opponent's claim that you are more likely to gain than to lose weight after moving and living your first year on campus. My opponent's secondary claims were that food on campus is unhealthy and will result in weight gain, and increased stress in college will result in weight gain, and being away from home will also result in weight gain. My response to those claims are that certain diets can help overcome the unhealthiness of the food that is on campus, that there are many ways to relieve stress despite your busy schedule that will help loosen your unhealthy eating habits, and that being away from home can result in weight loss just as easily as weight gain. For my first claim, certain diets can help overcome the weight gain caused by unhealthy campus food. My opponent stated that eating the unhealthy food on campus can sometimes result in earning 2,300 calories a day. From my research, I've noted that that actually would be the staple number of calories needed to maintain your body weight. I personally, according to caloriecounter.com, I am a 19-year-old 5'8" male. I used to weigh 198 pounds, which would be 2,538 calories a day to maintain my body weight. However, that's not the average weight from Hall's MD. The average weight for a 20-year-old 5'8" male would be 168 pounds with no exercise. So he's sitting all day, which would result in 2,096 calories a day, which is substantially less than 2,300. In order to avoid gaining weight from this, you could use something I've actually used, which is called the Eat Stop Eat diet. I've lost 12 pounds in 3 weeks, in which twice a week you would skip lunch and dinner in order to lower your overall caloric increase. The math would be and that would overall decrease your caloric intake by 19% a week. Her other argument was that I think Panda Express was incredibly high in number of calories. There are many restaurants on campus that offer lower calorie foods, including Taco Bell. Their fresco crunchy tacos are approximately 140 calories. You eat 3 of those and you'll have 420 calories, which is more than enough for one meal. The Taco Bell chicken stock taco is 170 calories, and just eating a couple of these kind of things can substantially lower your overall caloric intake. My second response is the many ways to relieve stress on campus. According to pediatrics.about.com, one way to relieve stress is exercise, which is especially difficult on campus considering how busy many students can be. But if you live on campus, the Bronco Fitness Center is included in your bills. And if it's not, it's only $18 a month, which is not that high of a price. But going and working out even an hour a day, according to full nutrition items, can help lower your stress overall. And another thing is every other quarter, the school offers Humans versus Zombies, which is definitely exercise when you're running for your life. Her third claim is that being away from home can result in weight gain. Mine says that it can just as easily result in weight loss. Nobody's cooking your meals, so in some cases you're probably not eating, which is a caloric loss that's overall. And since you do choose to buy your own groceries, you're probably going to stop wanting to buy greasy, disgusting food after a little while when you can physically not exit your bed. So you decide what goes into your body, not your parents who probably buy some traditional food which might not be as good for you anyway. And that is...
Can you tell me what the time was?
4:39.
All right, thank you. All right, Kevin, you did a pretty good job identifying the main and secondary claims in the presentation. You're basically taking a position, a kind of a counterclaim that suggests that people can control their own weight and that there are diets available that would prevent these things from happening. I do think you accept the advocate's premise without really delving into it, talking about the evidence that the advocate used on this particular point, whether or not it's generalizable. You just basically are talking about ways to diminish it or reduce it in some way. And your suggestions are perfectly fine. I mean, they address those particular points, but the argument isn't whether or not people can gain or lose weight. The argument, according to the advocate, is whether or not people will tend to gain weight in that first year. And I think what you need to do is you need to be a little bit more assertive in challenging the information that the advocate presents and suggesting, for instance, that there might be other reasons that have nothing to do with being at school, for instance, because they're making a cause-effect claim with the food on campus and the different living situations. I think, for example, there's probably a pretty good argument to be made that people at this particular stage in their development go through changes in their bodies as a result of a lot of things, hormones, for example, other activities that they engage in. It's not going to college per se. It's maybe changing your lifestyles, having a job, losing a job. When you went to high school, your activities were different. The notion that, for instance, people who don't go to college aren't going to gain weight, is that true? I think there are a lot of good questions to press on this particular point, and I think that it would make some sense for you to kind of focus on those ideas too. Like I said, the arguments that you made I think were pretty reasonable, suggesting that it's not a necessity because there are alternatives available. I thought that was a good response on that point. I just think that you needed to challenge the advocate's premises a little bit more. All right, let's